Bias Anime or Genesis, and Mike B.
What it do?
I don't know what it did.
What's up?
Hey, Mike.
What up?
What's happening, everybody?
I'm so glad to see you.
I know. I'm so glad to see you guys too.
The original cast, OG cast, back
For real,
together
the OGs.
for one last episode.
No.
One last. What? Nah. We here forever, man. What you talking?
All right.
Together forever. Oh. All right. What are y'all excited to talk about today?
Mike, what you excited to talk about?
I'm excited to talk about cryptocurrency.
No.
No, I'm just
We
kidding.
will not be discussing cryptocurrency.
Crypto's still doing good, right? We still good.
You're trying to get us demonetized before we even get monetized.
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm actually excited to talk about the anime I've been watching. Actually,
okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited to talk about filler episodes.
What, man? Nobody don't like filler like that. What you talking?
Exactly.
I mean, I do. Hi.
What?
Yeah. So
I'm the problem. It's me.
what you got?
I'm excited to talk to Mike about what I've been watching on Dragon Ball Z.
Ooh.
Dragon Ball Zeta.
Yep.
All right, so we used to do all kind of stuff right here, like, follow, subscribe, all that kind of stuff, but we don't do that no more. But even though I just did it.
Yeah, you kind of did.
Y'all ready to get into round one?
Let's go.
Round one.
Round one with the anime that we are currently watching. I'll go first. Record of Ragnarok. Have you heard of it, Mike?
I have, actually.
Have you seen it?
I have.
Because this looks like something you would watch.
Oh, I have.
It's not very good, but it looks like something you would appreciate.
Yeah, I absolutely.
Because let me see if you catch the reference. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let me see. You ready?
Okay. I'm probably gonna fail it.
The best quote I can say for this anime is, "Let's talk."
Don't get it. I'm sorry. I've let you down, Sensei.
More action.
More action.
What is that?
Oh, Jaggy.
Let's talk.
What you talking, Jaggy?
Oh.
Let's talk. More action.
Yeah,
that's the best quote that I can use for this particular anime. Season 2 is what I was watching, and I finished it last night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait, what season are they on right now? 2. Really?
So you didn't watch? What did you watch?
I saw all first season.
Okay,
Didn't even know they had a season 2.
Season 2. That's why we're here.
Okay, already.
That's why we're here. That also means Mike doesn't watch the show because I've been talking about this.
Hey man, I've
He
been
fell
lost.
off a little bit.
Hey,
yeah,
let's talk.
More action.
More action.
Don't talk about it, be about it.
Right. So finish season 2. So I won't spoil a whole lot for you. They're still fighting.
Okay.
Because that's what this is. Like
Okay.
if you thought Dragon Ball Z was fighting, this is fighting.
Okay.
This is just nonstop.
Oh yeah, you mentioned this one before.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
This is just nonstop fighting, right? But this is what I will say. This is what I will spoil. The way it ended, there very clearly is going to be a season 3.
Oh, good. Okay.
Right. So you don't have to worry about getting too invested and then they just cut it off. Because I do feel like that is a thing that's going to start happening with all these randomly produced anime, right? Like they put some money into it. They thought kind of like what happened in the early 2000s. All these TV stations start picking up anime, and then some of it just like disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
Like they would show Escaflowne on like Kids WB, and then they were like, "This is not for kids," and they just turned it off and never came back on.
We never knew what happened.
Right. So I feel like, unfortunately, that's something that's going to probably start happening more as all these random companies start picking up the rights to anime, and they're like, nobody's watching this, so it doesn't matter.
Not doing so good.
There's supposed to be 5 episodes. We're gonna cut it off after 2. So,
hey, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So on this one, for this season, first season was pretty fire to me. I liked it.
Okay.
So on this one here, any change to the quality? Same amount of action, same amount of energy in this one. It's bring me back. Am I like, yeah, I can't wait for this one? Or
yeah, I think I actually liked season 2 better than season 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm excited.
Why?
Yeah, there's one particular character that I liked, and they really did his whole story. Even though there's not much story to these things, they really did his story well.
Okay.
His name is Jack the Ripper.
Jack the Ripper?
Yeah.
What? Isn't he that guy from Power Stone?
Power Stone.
Yeah,
I don't know. I just used the Goku, the Super Saiyan dude.
Oh yeah, Wayne Tang. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Oh,
What'd you say?
Wayne Tang.
Oh, we talking nasty on the show, bro. So watch season 2 is worth it just for the Jack the Ripper part, and I actually think it's the first fight of season 2.
Okay,
if I remember correctly, and he fought Hercules.
Oh, cool, nice.
Hercules.
Did they actually say Hercules or Hercules? Did they say it like that?
No, it's Hercules.
Okay.
Yeah. So go ahead and get caught up. Watch season 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
already
do that. All right. What's next?
Oh, me?
Dragon Ball Z.
Okay, Mike, you
Okay,
ready?
I'm ready. I'm totally ready.
We're gonna
Let's go
review
for it.
Dragon Ball Z today.
I'll try not to. Some of this I've already talked about, but I was excited to talk to you about it because y'all been talking about Dragon Ball Z since forever.
Since you was in diapers.
Yep, since I was in diapers, even though I'm way older than both y'all. But I never got any references because I hadn't seen it, right?
Okay, gotcha.
And so, we started it. As I've mentioned before, it took a little while to get through a lot of it because it was just, as I always say, it drags out. Everything drags out for me. But I'm now in the Android saga. And so I saw Future Trunks.
Nice.
And I called that. I mean, I knew I was like, that's Trunks. Like, what's going on here? I'm very confused. Because unfortunately, I know too much, right? Because I've seen Super and I've seen the movies. So anyway, he shows up. I'm like, that's Trunks. What's going on? I'm confused. The whole story comes out that he used the time machine, came back, whatever. Or he came from the future.
Isn't it kind of trippy? This is real quick. It's kind of trippy how you started off with like the super stuff.
Yeah.
You're already in the future. You're going back to the past and you're seeing this some dude who's from the future. That's so wild.
Yeah, it's very strange. I wish, I kind of wish I had never seen any other stuff because I just have too much information.
Okay.
But it is what it is. And so right now things are not going as Trunks had planned because he was saying, Android 17 and 18 came and destroyed everything, but then we meet Android 19 and 20, so it's like, what's going on? So they did go back to Dr. what's his name? Lab.
Dr. Gero. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I like to call him Dr. Jerobi because we were talking and I said, wait, what's his name? Dr. Jerobi? Like Jerobi? He's like, no, Dr. Jero. I was like, oh, okay.
Funny.
Well, whatever. Anyway, so now we have Android 17 and 18.
So what are you thinking about this season so far? Like, is it catching your attention more than the Frieza saga?
Yes, things got good.
Okay.
Like,
awesome.
I feel like as soon as Trunks showed up, things got good. And Justice and I have talked about this before because he's like, why do you think they're good? Why do you like it now? And I'm like, I'm not really sure. I think because things are moving at a faster pace now. You know what I mean? It's not like
like that.
No.
Oh,
like they're not spending 15 episodes in one fight.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just moving faster. And I like this story. I'm very curious as to what's going to happen here.
Yeah, it has like a certain kind of mystery to it and everything, right?
Right. And
mystery Trunks.
And it's like everybody's involved. Excuse me.
Oh.
There's lots of characters kind of involved. But yeah, I was kind of getting ready to quit this show.
Oh, I see.
Was gonna stall.
Oh, so like everything like before was kind of like kind of generic.
Yeah.
Or so.
I just didn't like it.
No, you know what? So I do like a lot of the other stuff that they showed and everything, but I do have to admit, I feel like I can see why you do like the stuff with Trunks and everything, Yeah. Kind of like Terminator vibes type deal. And oh no, like who is this guy from the future? So
right.
It's adding like, not like your so-called generic, I guess kind of like storytelling, but more.
Because even though they are fighting, it's not the same as it was before. It's not like this one long drawn out fight. So anyway, I'm really excited because I actually look forward to watching it now.
Awesome.
And should I mention the other episode?
Okay, because this is what I was ready to talk about.
Yeah.
Ooh. She finally saw the episode.
What?
The episode.
I know what he's talking about.
Yeah. So I've been hearing the quote for so long. This whole, where'd you get those clothes? Your wife gave them to me from your closet or whatever.
Hey, Piccolo, where did you get those clothes? Your wife got them for me out of your closet.
Oh my gosh.
But I thought the way that he said it, I thought it was more of like you know how people
he was throwing an insult at him or something.
kind of like that's what your wife said.
Yeah.
You know, it's something like that. But it's more like he said to me, he says it more like, where do you think I got these, you idiot? Like it says Goku on the hat. You know, like
now what would have been really funny is if like once Piccolo says it to him, he's like, Goku's like, hey, you jerk, and he like tries to hit him. He's like, no, Goku, for real, I got it out your closet, like.
Yeah, that would have been a turn.
So that was funny because it went viral. It was, you know, after 20 years of being out, the quote finally went viral. But this is the notorious filler episode.
Yeah.
This is the one that I don't want to say pissed a lot of people off, but it kind of pissed a lot of people off when it first came out.
But why did it?
Because again, you got to remember, I tell the story all the time. Back when Dragon Ball Z was out, I was in high school, so you were probably in diapers. No.
What? I'm not that.
So you were in middle school, maybe.
Okay.
Right? We would rush home every day after school to watch Dragon Ball Z. One new episode every day, right, during the week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You're like, oh, man, androids, right? What's going on? What's about to happen? Blah, 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 blah.
And,
all of a sudden, Goku, you need to go get your driver's license.
It is super random.
Because why? He has instant transmission.
Yeah, it's like, what does that have to do with the story?
Like, he can go, he can do all the shopping within like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And he could steal all the groceries if he wanted to. He wouldn't even have to pay. But somehow, Chi-Chi is still the one traveling down the mountain by foot to go into town to get groceries because they don't have a car. But like her son and husband can fly. Her husband has instant transmission. One of her best friends owns Capsule Corp and probably the richest people on the planet.
Yeah.
And can just give her a little capsule with any kind of flying, whatever she wants, right? Basically. So I don't, the whole episode is just makes no sense. Now I know in the past we've had, conversations about what's filler and what's not. But that was years ago, literally. Filler, generally speaking, will probably be more like the Garlic Jr. saga because that wasn't actually created by Akira Toriyama.
Okay.
I think this episode was. However, I still think filler is the more modern term is just what it sounds like. It's just an extra episode just to fill up the stats.
And I was trying to remember how we got to this episode because I was thinking, okay, hold on. So they gave Goku this, not pill, but the antidote, right, for his heart condition. And then I'm trying to remember.
This was before that.
Okay. I was trying to remember where it fell because it
could have fell anywhere because it's just a random episode.
It just did. Yeah, it was really weirdly placed.
Yeah.
And that's why, like, we watch a bunch. So sometimes, like, in my head, it kind of blends together. And I guess because wherever it fell, it was kind of random. So I can see where people would be mad about this.
Yeah,
you know
rushing home, and this is what you get.
Yeah.
So you know what? Like, okay, I'm not gonna lie. Did it like kind of add to the story or anything? Nah, not really.
Nothing.
But one of the things that I did like about it was we always saw the manga pictures and those other pictures of Goku, Bulma, and them. They were always driving cars.
Yeah.
You always saw them like driving vehicles.
Or in different clothes. And I kept assuming, I was like, maybe that's what they do in their off time or something. But like when it's like, oh, he has to go get his driver's license, I was like, doesn't he already know how to drive? Like, I see all these other pictures of him driving a car.
I mean,
so
and really, does she have a driver's license? I'm trying to remember because really, if she's the one that's gonna go get the groceries because he's always out fighting and training,
right? I don't understand what him getting a driver's license does because he has instant transmission.
Well, and he clearly doesn't do the grocery shopping.
Right. So it's just like I said, the whole episode is just dumb. It makes no sense. I don't know if something got lost in translation. You know what I mean? Like it was something else was actually supposed to be happening, and then I don't know. But like this is the episode where the term filler I think became more mainstream when it comes to anime. It was this episode.
Yeah.
And it just also happens to be the same episode again, 20 years later, with the viral moment of where did you get this clothes? So it's just this episode is just like crazy, which is probably why they made Funko Pops out of it. They got plenty. First off, they got plenty of Dragon Ball Z pops. However, they got a lot more that they can pull from as far as moments in the show, and they made pops from this particular episode.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
Filler. So this is what I will say. I don't think it's going to apply to you because you're not the same age as people were when this came out. You're not in high school.
Right.
And you're watching this, right? But this is what I will say, and Mike, you let me know if you remember this.
Mm-hmm.
If this happened with your age group.
Okay.
We got three different age groups here.
Okay.
4 if you count diapers. When Dragon Ball Z was coming out, it really was dudes, men, boys, whatever, watch Dragon Ball Z. Girls watch Sailor Moon.
It made sense.
But there were way more dudes who watched Dragon Ball than there were girls who watched Sailor Moon.
Can see that.
Right? Because it was just less, it was more, at the time, anime was more of a male-dominated thing.
Oh, yeah.
Right. Same thing with video games. The two things that happened around early 2000s. Trunks showed up. All the girls thought Trunks was cute.
Oh, really?
It made them start watching Dragon Ball Z.
Oh.
It made you shift from being like, I'm watching Sailor Moon. They still watch Sailor Moon. It shifted from I love Sailor Moon to like, I love Trunks. I'm watching Dragon Ball Z.
It is so weird.
Like no matter what, I'm watching Dragon Ball Z because Trunks is cute.
I can see that with like a live action show. I could see that if somebody likes a guy, but a cartoon, that's kind of
watch your mouth.
Whatever. It's an animated show.
Just watch your mouth. This ain't The Simpsons.
I'm just saying this isn't even a real person. This is a drawing. So that's weird to me that girls would do that.
And the thing that switched for video games, because this is ANX Gamecast, we need to talk about games more, and we will, was Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, I can see that.
All the Disney the girl Disney fandom switched over to, I'm playing video games now.
Yeah.
Because Kingdom Hearts, right? So do you remember that, and is that how you remember things kind of happening?
Like the Dragon Ball Z portion of it and everything.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I did start hearing more things because all the time, man, one of the big things is, like they said back in the day, didn't hear about a lot of girls or certain people talking about anime or anything like that. Like a lot of the guys liked it. Then you had some guys that did like it, but they didn't tell you they liked it.
Yeah. I ran into that too.
So I know there are a lot of people that talk about that, but then like there was like a certain period of time where the girls start taking interest, like you said, around that time, actually, around the Trunks time. So I never put two and two together, but no, they did start
and I think the cuteness, being attracted to anime cuteness, probably started with Pikachu.
Okay.
So a couple of years earlier, you did get a wave of girls who started watching anime. Even though a lot of people didn't associate Pokemon with anime, they started watching anime because Pikachu was cute.
Well, shoot, what is the other day at my job? I was looking at somebody's truck, like it was this one woman's truck, right? And she was like around my age, and she had like all Pokemon, Pikachu, Bulbasaur, and everything. I was like, wow, I can't imagine how influential that was to them. You know, like that's what got them into it,
right? So the whole concept of watching an anime because you think something on the screen is cute. Sailor Moon, Pikachu, Trunks.
This Trunks just falls into that category.
Yeah, and I don't know what Sailor Moon specifically. I don't know which Sailor Scout, but more than likely, girls would gravitate to one of them.
I can see it with Sailor Moon. There was something very attractive, and I don't mean attractive in the way like the normal sense. I don't mean like you find the person attractive. There was something aesthetically pleasing about that design. The art design.
Yeah, the art design is, what's the one for girls?
The like the opposite of shonen for them, or
yeah.
Sure.
There's a word for the art style.
Yeah.
that appeals more towards girls or women or whatever.
So I can totally see why girls would like Sailor Moon.
Yeah, and can we all agree, like, we know exactly why Mikey likes Sailor Mars?
I don't know.
Because she's the best. That's why.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's the long hair and the short skirt and the heels. Okay, all right.
Okay, wait, I got one question.
Might be tripping.
Mike, when did you start watching Dragon Ball Z?
When I started watching Dragon Ball Z?
Like middle school?
Hey, oh yeah, man. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world, dude.
She looked constipated as I don't know what.
Yeah, she was, but that was fire. Because she used fire.
Mike looked past that.
Okay, so check this out.
My stomach hurts.
I would say I probably started Dragon Ball Z the same time as everybody else on Toonami on Cartoon Network.
But like you were in middle school, probably?
Yeah, probably like
12, 13.
Diapers.
Like middle school, something like that. I was real young. I was extremely, yeah.
So did you...
You might have been in like elementary.
Probably so.
You might have been 6th grade, 7th grade.
Well, that's middle school where I'm from.
Well, where I'm from, 6th grade is still elementary.
Hey, now you know what? I was probably in like 3rd or 4th or something like that.
Say diapers. Just say it.
No, oh my gosh, no, not diapers, close to diapers.
Okay.
You were maybe like 10.
Probably so. Yeah,
10, 11, 12.
Yeah. So did you like it from the get go? Were you just like the?
Oh, absolutely. No, okay. So the thing is that like just during that time period, like during our time period, was really when like anime was kicking off in America and everything. Yeah. So it was fascinating to everybody. Everybody was trying to grab, because anime was hard to get back in the day. It's like you had to get a VHS, go to Blockbuster or something. And in all honesty, like there really wasn't a lot of importing. You had to go to a con, a convention in order to get this stuff, get this anime.
That would make sense because I was 18. I was like 17, 18 when I first heard about like Pikachu. So I imagine it was around that time, 98, 99. Is that right? When Dragon Ball Z was airing?
Yeah.
In America.
Yeah, in America. Okay.
Well, the Toonami version.
Okay.
Because like I said, I was watching a couple years before that. I watched the Ocean dub when it came on regular TV.
That would make sense because, my little brother was real into it. He's 2 years older than you. And so he was super into it. I remember I was like, who's Pikachu? But he was watching all this anime and stuff. So anyway.
It was different. It was new. Like, man, you just threw anything else animation, man, we would sit down and watch it. Now when we go back and we watch some stuff, we're like, it wasn't the best, but
at that time though it was.
For that time it was amazing.
Yeah. Anyway.
All right, we got one more. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Let's go.
What is this?
Oh yeah.
Is this yours?
Oh, it is.
No, it's not yours?
Oh, you know it's mine.
Oh.
Mike's over there shaking.
Oh yeah.
Ooh, excitement.
Anyway, so this here is Kinnikuman. This is actually the grandfather of Shonen.
It's not.
Oh.
Yeah, it's
not.
Absolutely it is.
It's not.
Yeah, it is, man. Hey, man, a lot of people don't know it, man, but there was stuff before Dragon Ball Z. I love Dragon Ball Z, but it's all about Kinnikuman.
No.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Anyway, so check this out. So what a lot of people don't know, Kinnikuman is actually an anime that came out before Fist of the North Star and Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, I love that guy right there. Anyway, so like this here is it's actually a wrestling anime. It'll start off as a manga, of course, and the main character is Kinnikuman. He's actually a parody of an old TV show or an old deal. He's a parody of Ultraman. I don't know if you know who Ultraman is.
Nope.
But kind of like a giant Power Ranger type guy, like the Megazord type deal.
Yeah.
Anyway, he started off as a parody, silly, jokey, and everything, but then eventually it started turning more into a serious type show, which you had these people called Chojins, which are superhumans. And these superhumans,
Captain America.
Yeah, like basically, he's a superhuman, but he'll get mollywopped by all these Chojins, though. They're a little bit too strong, but I love Captain America. But anyway, I got really into it because I was always into the show. I saw clips of it on YouTube and I said, you know what? I really want to get into this. So I just one day just sat down, start watching it, and it has like over maybe like 200 episodes. I found myself watching episode 1 all the way to dang near the end. The only reason why I have not seen the very, very end, and I had the result to go into like the manga or so, is because this anime is so old and so hard to find to where a lot of people don't see it. A lot of people don't know.
Right.
But the good thing is, which will be good for both of you guys, is the fact that they're actually going to have a new like remake type deal next year, 2024.
Good for us.
Yay.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, we're totally going to watch it, right, guys? We're going to watch it. Woo-hoo. But no, it's really cool. A lot of the tropes that Dragon Ball Z and other like animes and stuff they got that stuff from Kinnikuman, but a lot of people don't know it because over in America, you know, the first thing that we saw from Toonami was Dragon Ball Z.
Right.
So I'm kind of excited to see a lot of people who are going to get the start with seeing Kinnikuman, and I just want to see like just how it resonate with people. Pretty cool though. It's silly.
I think if it's based off wrestling though, I wonder if they missed the mark. Because wrestling is still popular, but it's not over here, but it's not as popular as it once was.
Yeah.
So.
And it's like real popular in Japan, right?
Yeah.
Isn't wrestling pretty big
it
deal?
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's not anybody's grandfather. Like just because it came out before doesn't mean anything. Nobody knows what it is.
Hey man, hey,
like,
you know, just because they don't know what it is doesn't mean it's not the grandfather, right?
It does. No,
man. I mean, it was the first. It's where the ideas came from.
Mike doesn't know my grandfather, but he is my grandfather.
But is it really the first? Is it not influenced by anything that came before it?
The only thing that came before it really that did anything similar, I guess, would only be Astro Boy.
Okay, so how is that not the grandfather?
Astro Boy's the great grandfather.
No. See, here's the thing about it. Astro Boy's like the grandfather of anime. Kinnikuman is like the grandfather of shonen.
No,
because like a lot of the ideas of having villains and heels and everything that comes from Kinnikuman, like having your arcs, the training arc and everything. I got to get stronger to beat the new villain. That came from Kinnikuman.
That's fine, but I think like I said, when you're talking about the grandfather of something, right? It's not just what came first.
See, and that's
it you know, what came first and heavily influenced the masses, and this did not.
No, but you know what? That's what I'm always kind of wondering about right there. What the terminology for grandfather, does that, like you said, does that mean like what came first, or does it mean, like you said, what was more popular?
I think it has to do with popularity,
because
like you have to put that in there,
because when people say like what was popular and what influenced versus what people liked and gravitated to, because in all honesty, like if the dude from Dragon Ball Z got a lot of his cues, ideas, and the way how the story arc comes from somebody that made it first, I'm like, wait a minute, so you took a lot of inspiration from this guy. That's what made something newer.
But like Jay-Z said, you know, you made it a hot line. I made it a hot song.
You know, I like that. No, but Kinnikuman's still the grandfather.
It probably does have to do with popularity though, because like James Brown's a grandfather of soul.
Like for example, let's use your reality TV.
Okay.
Like that's, you know, the current model of reality TV. What is the grandfather of reality TV?
I feel like Real World or something like that. That was one of like the first reality TV shows.
But it was also crazy popular.
It was, yeah.
So could you also say if the type of reality TV shifted a little bit on what the content was, but it was still reality TV, just because one came out first, does that mean it's the grandfather? Like the new modern style of, you know, reality TV.
No,
the
you're
Kardashians
right.
And stuff. Like there was something before the Kardashians.
Oh, there's lots of stuff for the Kardashians.
Similar and with a similar tone.
Yeah.
But none of those are considered the grandfather of reality TV.
But where did they get the concept from first? You know, like, you know,
wait, no. So I did read that, because another one was it's not Castaway, but it's where people would go on an island and you would like vote people off.
Gilligan's Island?
No. It's a reality show.
Okay, I deserve that. Okay,
But anyway, I did hear that I've read that reality shows did come out like a long time ago, even before ones that we knew of, but yeah, nobody knew of them.
Right.
So
nobody would consider those the grandfather of reality TV.
Yeah.
So see, that's the thing about it. Like,
it like there's a combination of being first in line, first to the party, but also popular.
Yeah, but
like
see,
what is the earliest version of it that's also super popular that made it mainstream?
So this show's not super popular?
But see, no. So here's the thing about it. In Japan, yeah, very super popular. It's a very big name because that was like a lot of Japanese people's like first like introduction to that kind of genre to that.
Yeah.
Like when I was in Little Japan, I guess over there in California, there was a lot of people who were Japanese that were like, oh yeah, I remember that as a kid. Like they really loved it. And
so it very well could be. I mean, because all of this originated in
But we
Japan.
don't live in Japan.
Yeah, but all of this originated in Japan.
Right, but we don't live in Japan. We live in America. So
well, I know where we live.
It would have to be based off of here.
But then, like, what I want to know is then
because we definitely can't sit here and try to have a conversation of what Japanese people consider the grandfather of shonen. Because we're not Japanese. We've never been to Japan.
Yeah, but like I said,
we have to base it off of what's going on here in the United States.
The argument and the conversation always becomes like what influenced what, and I'm kind of like everything that they get was influenced by like Kinnikuman.
Well, I'll give you. This is what I'll say to debunk that. There's a lot of early hip hop that's influenced by like R&B.
Yeah.
So is R&B the grandfather of rap?
No, they just mislabeled it then. Because like I said,
so it's like that. It doesn't, it doesn't necessarily matter what influences you all the time. Like it doesn't. That doesn't mean that you're the grandfather of something just because you influence what came after.
So I kind of wonder
because it could be totally different.
So I kind of wonder then. So if something is like super popular, right? Like it's super popular, like Dragon Ball Z, super popular. Whoa, people are finally catching on to it. What if like the very next year something come out like One Piece just came out right after that and just blew everything away? Then do we change like the whole saying of, okay, now this is not the grandfather anymore, it has to be this thing?
No, because like I said, it has to do with what came early on and was popular.
So okay
so Dragon Ball Z hit these highs, and then One Piece and Bleach and came along and hit similar highs, but Dragon Ball Z came first. So that's the grandfather.
I feel like that's always so open for like interpretation, or like super open, because like I said, like, now we got to try to determine like, oh, what was popular? Like, because I liked it a lot, it's popular, but that's our
we know Dragon Ball Z, One Piece, Bleach, super popular. Like we know that just based off sales. So it's just merch sales, DVD sales, viewership. So we don't My Hero, that we don't have to wonder,
I was just looking up what inspired Akira Toriyama or Dragon Ball.
Toriyama?
Is that
Toriyama.
This is not towards you.
Toriyama.
Okay. This is not towards you.
Toriyama.
Okay.
Toriyama.
Toriyama.
I told you.
It wasn't me for once.
I told you I get the vowels messed up all the time. Okay. Anyway, it has several different answers, but it mentions Astro Boy at one point. But I can't. I don't have time to filter through it to see, because there's like multiple things that inspired him.
Yeah. There really was like a Terminator actually one, and James Bond. There were multiple things. Yeah. But I think like this the common concept of a shonen having a main character and doing his arc and everything and having villains mainly came from Kinnikuman. But I do get the popularity portion of the Dragon Ball Z.
It's like you put it's the whole if the tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it.
Right. Did it really fall?
Did it make a noise?
Or did it make a noise?
Yeah. We know he didn't make a noise here in the States.
Yeah. All
right. So you made it a hot line. I made it a hot song. Y'all ready to get in round two?
Let's get it.
Round two.
There's a quote on the screen. I believe we've been allowing Ray to read the quote. So Mike, do you want to?
Oh, okay. Oh, cool. I get to read the quote right here.
Yeah.
My turn?
Yeah.
I get to shine?
Yeah.
Okay, right here.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
There are more people here than I expected. We should have gotten a booth.
We should have got a booth. Who's the quote by? Who said that?
By Genesis.
In the Bible.
Wait, yeah, what is this, like Genesis? Like
chapter 2.
Yeah, verse 3 or something.
So we talked about this on last episode. We did go to Retropalooza this year. Mike B did not.
Mm-hmm.
It was our first time in a long time.
Or at least I didn't see you there.
Mm-hmm.
But you could have been there. I don't know.
Yeah, I was in the back. You didn't see me?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I was waving at you the whole time. It's like you looked and then you turned around.
Yeah. We got to see some people we knew. Adrian, shout out.
Oh yeah, our friend Adrian.
Yeah, we saw Adrian, so that was cool. Because we did last time we were at Retropalooza was 2019, and we actually had a booth there promoting our show. So that's where we met Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
So this quote came from the fact that it's not that there wasn't a lot of people there in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it was a bigger event as far as space and the amount of booths there. This one, so people were more spread out, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this one, when we went in, it was like every row was packed.
Yeah.
People. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it was crowded.
Yeah, it was crowded. Like every table was crowded. And it was like,
man,
there was more people than I expected. We should have got a booth to promote our show.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the quote. But as we got to looking around, it's like they kind of shrunk the side for the vendors. There was more space over for the games.
Mm-hmm.
The other main thing, and this is not a diss. What did you see? This is not a diss to those YouTube people, those streaming people that went in 2019 and we had no idea who you people were.
Yeah.
Respect to your following. Some of those people have millions of followers. Like respect, but I had no idea who you were. This particular one, they did have some, to me, bigger name people.
Mm-hmm.
So they had Damian Clark, who voiced Cell.
Nice.
Was the big one, and Scar from Full Metal Alchemist, right?
Mm-hmm.
They had the NBA Jams guy there, but I feel like he's there a lot. Boom shakalaka, that guy.
Really?
Yeah, okay. and he had a microphone and he was just doing the voiceovers, like he was
right next to Damian Clark.
Right next
really?
to
that would have driven me crazy.
Right. And then so this is why I was surprised you weren't there. So I think it was the lady that they based. Who was the lady from Resident Evil 8?
Resident Evil 8. Lady Dimitrescu or something like that.
So the lady that I think that they based her, I guess her body off of, or whatever there, she was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, I would have loved it. Man,
So
how was I not there?
I don't know. So I feel like you had bigger names, or maybe not bigger names, but people that are attached to bigger things.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody attached to Full Metal and Dragon Ball, right?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody attached to Resident Evil at your convention versus YouTube personalities. Again, this is not a shot. Shout out to y'all. Y'all doing y'all thing, right? Making y'all money. That's cool. I just don't know who you are. Right?
Yeah.
It's not going to make me come to a show. Right?
Like Boogie or something. There's somebody that's like was.
She naming folks.
No, but I remember there was somebody really big.
I think he. Well, at least he was supposed to. He was there at this one too.
Yeah, and that's when we were walking that one time, and people were like, I was like, who is this?
'Cause she was being disrespectful.
Oh yeah.
No, I wasn't trying to be, but
No, I know you weren't.
She went right in the middle of his line and was like, "Who?"
I said, "Who is this?"
Who?
And they looked at me like,
"Oh, really?
How do you not know? Like that's Michael Jackson,
right?
Oh, wow.
Like he was like, you about to make that girl cry." I was like, I don't think so.
Yeah, they were getting hostile. They were getting kind of
what?
Yeah.
Not this time, but like
the last time,
maybe 2018.
So what'd you think about the event? You actually went.
Well, I mean, I think the thing is we've been to so many of these now that it's just like this
is the first one this year that we went to that was game related though, right?
It is.
Yeah.
But it's just you kind of still. It's like now we've seen it so many times. The first, several times we went, it was just kind of exciting because it was new. And I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen that game in so long. Look at those old consoles. Look at all this old stuff.
It's like, where did you get those clothes?
Right? Look at these Nintendo Power magazines. Like, dang, I remember those. And now it's just kind of like, now we've seen it. So it was cool to see a bunch of people there. But we went through it pretty fast because it's like, we've seen this now so many times.
Well, not just we've seen it so many times, but we've been to so many conventions. We went with a specific agenda.
Yeah.
We weren't browsing and shopping.
Right.
Yeah.
we had a specific agenda where we were going in to get autograph pops from, which I should have brought him. What the hell? Autograph pops from Damian Clark,
who was super nice, by the way.
Yeah, he was real cool. So he signed our sale pops, talked to us about Dragon Ball Z, told us that, which I didn't know. We're going to get into it in the next round, but he was actually the voice of Future Gohan in History of Trunks. And he also told me that he actually did the voice for Cell Max.
Oh, nice.
In the last movie that came out, but we both had the same reaction. When I was talking to him, we both had the same reaction. Like I said, "Did you do Cell Max too?" He was like, "Yeah, but," and I was like, "Yeah." Not too many lines, just a bunch of grunts and like a bunch of that going on. He was like, "Yeah, they could have got anybody to do that," and I'm like, "Yeah, they really could have."
Well, as long as they paid you,
right?
That's what I was gonna say. And
Right.
they put some bread on the
name on the credits, so
whatever.
That works.
That's Trunks.
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Mike. Since you didn't go, what was the last convention you went to?
I wanna honestly say,
because COVID happened, and it's not like we just stopped going to conventions because we didn't want to go anymore. COVID happened. A lot of stuff got closed down, and a lot of people were sick, and we just didn't want to get sick.
Yeah, because
right?
20 and 21 were both questionable.
Right. Well, what's the last one you went to?
The last one I actually remember was probably the last Retropalooza I went to. Probably like
the one where we did the booth.
Yeah, when we did the booth.
19.
Actually,
okay. So why didn't you go this year, or why haven't you been to a convention since? That is the question.
You know what? I'll be honest.
Don't lie to me.
It's kind of like what you guys said like before. It's like I kind of been there and I done that. Like, I've been to like different cons, like for so long. And the thing is that it's just the wow factor is gone from me.
Yeah.
Okay. So like the urgency of like, oh, I got to go there. I got to be there. I have to be there. Like it would have to be somebody specific that I really want to see. Or for me personally, I find enjoyment going with somebody else that hasn't been.
So speaking of going with someone else, we have a mutual friend who went. I don't want to say with us, but pretty much. I invited him on the show.
Oh.
And he was acting foolish.
What?
So we could have had an in-depth review of what actually happened during Retropalooza and looked at all the stuff that he bought because he actually went.
Yeah, he got some
stuff. He got some good stuff.
Oh, nice.
Right, but he didn't want to come. He didn't want to talk. He didn't want to talk to y'all. All right, so whatever.
That's sad.
That's sad. It is what it is. So it was like whatever. So we did go with a mutual friend, and that made it a little bit better, even though it wasn't like we didn't spend like hours and hours and hours, But those times of shopping and looking, and I was kind of helping him look what he was looking for, and blah blah blah, like that. That made the experience a little better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that always helps if you.
And even seeing Adrian, I mean, we didn't talk to him for very long, but it was just like, it was just cool to, talk to people,
Yeah. No, like I said, whenever I go into like a convention or something, I'm going straight to where they're selling the stuff at. Like you said, I have a mission, I have a goal. I'm like giving my Digimon cards, giving my Gundam models,
digital monsters.
Yeah, man. And then I'm like deuces. I'm like nice.
You know what though? I do miss like the early times when we went, because I remember when you went with us to Retropalooza, man, you were all over the place. You were like, oh my god, this person has that and that person has that. And it was just like really cool to see you so excited.
I was losing my mind. I was having a great time.
Yeah.
No, the last time I went to Retropalooza, they had a band. Like they had a live band playing, right? And they were just playing Sonic, like the Sonic music. And they were just they were on the drums, just getting it. I'm looking at everybody like, do you guys don't hear this? This is some good music right here. Everybody's just walking nonchalantly.
Well, I don't know. I think I was talking to you. I don't know. But unfortunately, Mario, Sonic, that era of gaming is no longer cool.
Oh, man.
Mario's still popular, but I don't think anybody would confuse him with something cool. Right? But back then, Sonic was cool. Mario was cool, and then Sonic came out and he was cooler.
Well, and it's more nostalgic for us.
Yeah,
that's
true.
What
I mean? It's not nostalgic for kids these days.
They have some Fortnite characters out there.
Because they're like,
they
what?
Enjoy that. Yeah.
Regular Nintendo. What?
Mario.
Yeah.
It's a me. So anyway, it was cool. I was happy to see, like I said, I don't want to say bigger name people, but it's better to see different variety of celebrity guests. How about that? I'll put it that way. Better to see that. Good to see that the aisles were packed of people, even though it could have been smoke and mirrors because it seemed like the vendor side was a little smaller.
It did.
We did see some vacant spots where either I guess they didn't sell, not a lot, but maybe 3, maybe 4, where they didn't sell or the people didn't show up. I did see one where it was very clear that they didn't show up because I saw their name on the table. But like I said, generally speaking, I was like, yeah, we should have got a booth. So went to go look, and I was like, oh, let's get a booth next year. Well, next year they are actually moving further out to Fort Worth. Again, really? Anybody out there? We're in Dallas. This was in Arlington, and then they're moving out to Fort Worth. So a bigger space, but I'm not actually sure that it's a bigger convention.
That's what I was going to say. Like, what kind of convention center do they have out there?
A bigger one.
I mean, it's nice. We were out
really?
there. We were out there for Collecticon in May, I think.
Yeah.
And
who?
It's called Collecticon.
What?
You would have liked it. It
Okay.
was like 95% Pokemon cards.
Pocket Monsters.
Ooh, Pocket Monsters. Oh.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a nice space.
Yeah, like I said, they're moving because they're turning the Arlington Convention Center into something else, like some kind of art museum or something.
Oh, really?
Right.
Which is weird because they have the whole esports thing connected.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Like they were doing esports.
So
over there.
they're kind of getting the boot as far as you can't rent the space out anymore.
Yeah.
So they're renting it out because of that. Now, if they end up, going bigger as far as better content, better people, then we might look into it. But 2 more things before we forget. Genesis.
Yep.
Sign. Mike, you like the sign?
Oh, it's dope.
It
I
is
like
dope.
that.
So I said I was going to do a shout out. Here it is right here. It came with a little pack here, business card, all that good stuff. Retro Beard is who made this.
Oh, really now?
Yeah, and they had different ones.
Okay.
So here's what's cool about it. This is not a paid sponsor. Nobody pays us nothing.
Right.
This is just cool shit that I saw and was like, let's get it.
And we were like literally walking out.
It was time to go.
Yeah, and he saw that.
Yeah. So here's what's cool about it. So as you can see, it lights up. As you can see, it's the logo from the Genesis games, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That Genesis sign that you see, it comes off.
What? What is
Like,
it? Like
it's like a
customizable
plate.
or something? Or?
Yeah.
It's like a slide-in plate kind of thing.
And then you could
Nice.
put one from a different system in there.
Mm-hmm.
What? Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, generally speaking, most people might want 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. But if you just wanted one and you had different, whatever you were using it for, you can take that Genesis off. I don't know why you would take Genesis off.
I put,
And then you could put Sega Master System on there. You can put
Sega.
Super Nintendo on there. You can, whatever. So, Retro Beard. I'm trying to see if there's a website. Hold on. At the Retro Beard. I'm assuming just check them out on any social media platform. And then you can look at, if you want one of these, you can order it. I think they're based out of Tennessee.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Already.
So Retro Beard, bro, it was good meeting you. I like the stuff. Comes with an internal rechargeable, like a power bank.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. I was wondering what that was.
Yeah, it came with it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so you charge up the power bank, plug it in, boom,
Standalone, huh?
yeah, good to go.
Nice.
He was super nice too.
Yeah, he was cool.
Nice guy.
Yeah, so yeah, and hey, hit me up if you want to send me something to put. I will show it off.
Yeah.
And the other thing, time for some beef. That was the good. This is the bad.
Oh yeah.
Should I call his name out? Did I say I was going to say his name? Or
No,
should
you're
I?
not gonna say you weren't.
I'm not going to
his
say.
name.
Okay, so there's a guy that we met probably at the first convention we ever went to.
Yeah.
Was selling books. A book he wrote.
Okay.
We bought the book.
Yeah, because we were like, oh, this is cool. It's like, yeah,
Something Super Nintendo, greatest Nintendo games. I don't remember what it was.
yeah,
He signed the book for us. Super nice.
yeah,
Yeah.
super nice.
Told him, hey man, this is early on. We're gonna start a podcast. We should, you can.
I think this was like the first one we went to
That's what,
in
yeah.
Plano.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I said. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cool. We saw him at the next convention. He thinks that we're gonna buy a book.
Mm-hmm.
We tell him, no, we already bought your book. So, oh, okay. Still super nice, super cool. Kept telling him about the podcast. We're gonna have you on. He was all for it. Yeah, I'll come do your podcast. Cool. We saw him at another convention. He acted like a MF ass.
What? Really?
Dismissed us, didn't want to talk to us, didn't want to have nothing to do with it. I don't know if you was having a bad day.
What?
Yeah,
But-
it was real weird.
Yeah. And I was just like, well, you still interested in doing the pod? Like, what, man? Okay, maybe. I'm not coming out there to do it though. I mean, we can do something virtually, maybe. And it was just like, all right, bro. Like, he was just acting real crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you having a day.
Man, who crapped in his Cheerios, man? Who
Right,
did that?
right.
Man? What?
So fast forward, so like a
Yeah.
few months ago,
Mm-hmm.
he went and he's doing YouTube videos now. He went to an event and he like literally put like this whole person on blast for having games there that he wanted to buy that the person wouldn't sell to him, and was just acting a real ass in the video and calling this dude out and just acting. And people called him on his shit, right? Like, yo, bro, why you doing this person like this, right?
Yeah.
So it's just like, okay, maybe the vibe I got from him was a legit vibe. Maybe you are an ass, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we go, right when you walk in, there's a big, nice booth set up. Only 5, 6, 10 items for sale. Big double booth,
Mm-hmm.
graded, sealed
Mm-hmm.
Super Nintendo games and comic books and high price, high end stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So we asked the girl, I see Dragon Ball Viz comic book #1, graded. I think it was a 9.4.
It was awesome.
Oh, nice.
I was
Okay.
like, oh, well, how much is that? And the girl was like, I don't know.
I
I'm just
don't
kind of
know.
here. Hey, come here.
Well, and first she's like, I don't know. And kind of just stood there, and I'm looking at her like, okay, well, is there somebody that does know? Like, what are we doing
Mhm.
here? Anyway, go ahead.
So she calls over the guy. Well, all right, just how much is this? Because right when I saw him, I was like, hell.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to buy anything from you. Like, that's how much you kind of just rub me the wrong way. So anyway, look, how much is this? He's like, let's find out.
It was unprofessional.
He gets in Googling stuff and he goes on eBay. He finally finds someone selling one on eBay
Mm-hmm.
for $450. He was
Okay.
like, here's one right here, $450. It's going for $450, and that sounds about right. So yeah, $450. Now, you know, and I know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, just because something is for sale on eBay for $450, that doesn't mean that's how much it's worth.
Right.
Exactly.
So as soon as he said $450, I'm like, I'm out of here, right? I ain't want to deal with you no way. So later on, I looked it up.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the sold completed.
Right.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
270 or something.
Okay.
230, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, bro,
It was just all around
Well-
unprofessional. The whole thing,
Oh my gosh.
the whole interaction, even with the girl,
yeah,
they just didn't know what they were doing.
yeah. So I was just like, bro, this is. I don't know. I don't know what kind of people normally come up to your booth, bro. Just if you're watching, you won't be. But people that go to a retro video game convention not gonna buy anything from you for the price listed on eBay, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's a blatant, to me, that's a blatant ripoff. Anybody who doesn't have prices marked, you're trying to rip people off.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the deal. You only had like 10 things in there. Again, real nice stuff.
Yeah.
Super nice stuff, all graded. Some of the stuff was sealed, old stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you probably had $10,000 worth of stuff there easily,
Yeah.
right? Easily.
Yeah. Super high end.
Super high end stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But anybody who doesn't have prices marked, you trying to rip folks off, bro.
Which I don't
Yeah.
even know why he was there, but maybe.
I have no idea what was going on there.
Yeah.
But he was there, and it immediately turned me off. And then he gave me the bullshit price, and I was like, yeah, I knew something was going to rub me the wrong way about this interaction as soon as you walked over.
Mm.
Yeah, I looked up. I saw him, and I was like, I looked up over at Genesis. I was like, because I wanted to see his face,
Mm-hmm.
and I could tell he did not react. So I was like, I'm just gonna be quiet.
Yeah. So anyway, that was our time at Retropalooza. Y'all
Man.
ready? Y'all ready to get into round 3?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh yes, let's go.
No, okay. I'm just
Looking at the screen.
Round 3.
making sure. All right. What is
Nice.
this? What is this? The history of Trunks, Dragon Ball Z. You heard of it?
Oh, you know I have.
So this made sense. We got in contact with Mike, and we was just like, "Hey, man, let's do a pod. Let's do something quick. Let's do something fast. Let's get it going, right?" And
Mm-hmm.
just thought about, we just watched History of Trunks because Damian Clark told us to.
Yeah.
Shout out, right?
We
Yeah.
actually did it.
And there he is right there on the screen. There he is right there. Gohan. But it was time to watch it as far as where you were at in Dragon Ball Z.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. So I think we need to watch The Revenge of Cooler next, a little teaser.
Okay.
I love Cooler. Cooler's my favorite villain in there.
There you go. So there you go.
So Cool is a villain. Okay. Good to know.
Anyway, the history of Trunks. So they kind of talked about it all in one episode on the show.
Mm-hmm.
But this actually, was the expansion and showed you everything that he actually went through.
Yeah.
So you the new one here. I saw this 20-something years ago. So what did you think about the movie?
I thought this was cool. I liked it because all I saw was the episode where Trunks comes in and says, this is what happened,
mm-hmm.
right? So that's all we know. We see a little flashback, I think. But that's
These
all.
androids are monsters.
That's all you have to go off of. So when we watched this, I was like, oh man, this is cool because it shows it more of what really happened, how he got there, right? How they built the time machine and
mm-hmm.
and more of what was happening and then him making the trip to come back. So I thought it was really cool. I was really glad they made this.
Yeah, the fact that they actually went over like this is what happened. This is why he went through what he went through. Like I was excited about it too myself.
So I was excited about it at the time when I watched it. So I'm going way back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because we got to see like a little sneak preview of what we thought
mm-hmm.
our characters would look like in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is,
and then we know it didn't quite happen that way.
No, it did not.
I don't want to. Like, I think you already know, but I don't want to spoil the experience for you, so I won't keep going down the path that I'm going on.
Okay.
But this is probably my favorite Gohan.
Oh, it's everybody's favorite Gohan.
Right. What about you so far, for what you've seen?
Well, as long as Gohan's not crying, he's good. Hey. He's good with me.
He was just a boy.
I know. Okay, look. Logically,
mm-hmm.
I completely understand why he cries. Like why he cried a lot. Like he was a little kid.
Yeah, he's a little boy.
But that doesn't make it any less annoying.
Oh yeah, no, I totally understand.
So I'm not saying like I wouldn't be crying. I would be too if somebody dropped me off in the middle of nowhere and like whatever. But
well, if you had superpowers and could fly,
I know, but still.
Oh god.
What if you could literally kill everybody on the planet except for your friends?
I know, but I do see why he was scared and a little.
Yeah, he was going against really, really scary big man and stuff. Some raccoon looking dude just coming at you like that.
Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah,
was
Rocket
coming
Raccoon.
For him.
Yeah, exactly, right? Nappa.
So
that's scary.
So I like this one. It's funny that we're showing this on the screen right now because it says TV special 2.
Okay.
So we call it a movie because that's just what we're used to over here. But it was short.
Mm-hmm.
And now that it says TV special, it makes more sense. The other reason I like this so much is because it's one of the few movies that actually had a direct connection to the show, the episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the movies are just kind of standalone things.
Right.
They don't really tie into the show, and you kind of have to make guesstimations based off of the age of the characters and what they're wearing on where it actually falls in the timeline, right? If you never watched these movies, it wouldn't make a lick of difference, generally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Even this one, though, to a certain extent, you don't have to watch it. He told you what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Same thing with Bardock movie. It ties into the TV, the TV show, but they told you what happened, and if you didn't watch it, you didn't have to watch it. But some of these other movies, you really don't have to watch them. You're just watching them
just because they're cool.
Just because they're cool.
And they're Dragon Ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, cooler.
So anyway, Mike, what'd you think about the movie?
Man,
like watching it again now.
It made me hate Dragon Ball Super. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
What?
Why?
It made me just hate Dragon Ball Super so much because.
Wait, is this gonna spoil anything for me? I mean, I've seen Super.
No. Seen Super.
It won't. It won't. Yeah, no, it won't spoil anything for you. But just
okay. So why did it make you hate Super?
So okay, when you're watching the history of Trunks and everything, right? You're seeing like the stakes. You're seeing like the energy.
Food.
You
ribeye.
Shit, we can go get us some food. saying. But but you got to see the stakes of like what's happening, what's going on. You see the intensity of it. I actually felt like, oh man, all hope is lost. Like the whole time I'm watching this whole TV special, I'm like, they are screwed.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, the androids are just going around acting like a bunch of obnoxious kids, destroying everything, which I don't understand. Because I'm like, they liked what they were doing. I'm like, if you sit there and you destroy everything, you're gonna be bored. Like, you're gonna be bored out of your mind. But in Super, I didn't feel that urgency. You know, like it's cool, but it made me. Every time I go back and I watch an old Dragon Ball Z TV special or movie or something from the past, I re-fall in love with Dragon Ball Z all over again.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, but like going,
Super missed the mark, kind of.
it doesn't have that same kind of feel. You know, everything is okay, everything is good. It's still enjoyable, but you know everything is okay. Where in this one, like in your kind of retrospective, how you saw it, like was there any like happy moments or anything? Like super happy. Well, not in the Trunks TV special. Like did anything seem like, oh, it's all gonna be okay, other than the very end, you know?
No. I was going to say it was only the very end.
I think it was just a small glimpse of it when Gohan agreed to train Trunks.
Yeah,
And then it was like a glimmer of hope because you got Gohan and, you know, strong. Obviously, I feel like one-on-one, Gohan was stronger than the android.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but
that's what
there was like. 2-on-1, so he couldn't really do much. So then I'm gonna train Trunks and trying to get him to turn Super Saiyan, and if he could actually do it, then there's hope, right? And then you got your arm cut off, so then it's like, oh man,
I just handicapped him really hard.
Your arm.
Do you feel the same way about Super?
I think Super rushed through a couple of things, like for example, Super Saiyan God, like with the red hair. Like that was just like a glimpse of like nothing. Like it just happened, and then all of a sudden I have blue hair. Like it just happened too fast. And Super is retelling Dragon Ball Z stories. So it's the same as Dragon Ball Z. So it's like we already know what's gonna happen. Even the last, you saw the last movie?
Yeah.
Even that is just a retold Dragon Ball Z story, and pretty much the same thing happened.
Yeah, it already happened.
The same thing happened 20 years ago. It's just people are different ages now and transforming into different things.
Well, it's a lot of people's first time seeing it right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, yeah. So it's just like, I'm not really getting anything new from Super, new and fresh, except for new transformations. But the story is the same. So with the story being the same, it is kind of like I already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I wonder if it's similar to what we were talking about with like going to these game things. Like when y'all first saw it, it was new. And so it was like, oh, this is so cool. And then y'all watch Super and you're like,
I've seen it already.
Yeah, I kind of already
Well, I
seen
mean,
this.
it wouldn't have been that way if they would have just told some new stories.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
But it's like literally the same exact stories.
But if you ever kind of notice too, when you look at Super, a lot of the stuff in there is kind of like they kind of dialed it back a little bit,
like just to feel a tingle in your back.
Oh,
yeah. Oh god.
Yeah, I did definitely feel more Dragon Ball vibes in Super. It was more lighthearted.
Yeah, it really was.
More lighthearted, comedy, family friendly kind of show. And I definitely didn't like them explaining everything to us as if we didn't know. Like as if we hadn't been watching Dragon Ball for 20 plus years.
Exactly.
Since you were in diapers.
Yeah. No, but like on a serious note, though, it's like
Pampers.
The whole time while I'm watching it, I'm like I said, like on the whole dial back part, you're seeing that these androids are merciless. Like they're going around killing citizens. They're going around just wasting everybody, and it's a lot of despair. You know, it kind of to me, one of the reasons why I did watch like stuff like this was because it didn't hold your hand, and like and what like and like the action or the story that they're trying to tell you. You know, like over here in America, you know, some of those shows, you know, that were for kids were like, oh, we're not going to show you what happened. No, this one they showed you like, no, people
right. There's no backstory really
Yeah, you know, people
in America. Yeah.
So like I said, I'm watching it. I'm loving the animation's still pretty good for its time. You know, pretty good. And so you know, I got to hear the on here. I was listening to the original music. I didn't hear the American one. I have heard it already, but I'm listening to it, and I'm like, man, just the pace and the tone of how they're doing it. I truly do. I got immersed. I was able to have my full immersedness.
It's a darker, more adult theme.
Yeah,
you know, but it's not like only adult content.
Yeah,
I can't see them doing that
it's like,
now for Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It you know, it's not like it was Berserk or anything. That's not what we're saying. But when I think of certain instances of Dragon Ball Z, and generally speaking, I watch the uncut versions of Dragon Ball Z. This movie has more of the tone and feel from what I remember of Dragon Ball Z being in my head, kicking off androids' heads, like kicking heads rolling, chopping people up into little bitty pieces, Trunks.
Yep.
And then blasting the pieces away.
Yep.
Like that level of gore or gruesomeness or action or whatever you want to call it is the things that I liked about Dragon Ball Z that we didn't get from our American cartoons, right? But this whole movie like embodies that, generally speaking, because it was like death, Vegeta, Piccolo, everybody, Chaozu, you know. Like it's dark, right? So that's what I liked about this. Now we all know, generally speaking, your average Dragon Ball Z episodes doesn't have all that. But when you do get it, it's like, oh snap.
Yeah.
Trunks just chopped up Frieza into little bitty pieces.
Oh snaps.
Exactly.
And then blasted the pieces away.
Well, you know what? This whole movie like gave you a good view on why Trunks is how he is. Like when he came and he fought Frieza and everything, it's like, oh, this is why he's kind of like battle hardened, and he was so cocky and everything. He's like, oh, you don't even come nowhere close to like the type of stuff that I went through or the intenseness. So, you know, I loved it. That's the whole time I was just watching it, just like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad to see what it turned into now, but you know, but it's still good, you know. I can still enjoy it. Like I said, I'm not trying to deter you from Super or anything. Cause,
I mean,
well, she already saw it. She already saw it.
Yeah, you already seen all of it. Yeah, so no, it was so good. Just seeing Gohan as a mentor, you know. Oh my gosh,
I think that it was actually better than actually seeing the androids, and mostly because we got to see the androids in the episodes, right? But him talking about Gohan being a mentor, his best friend, and all that, you actually got to see that. So that was cool. So what else you got? What other takeaways?
I mean,
because it was short, so it's not like we have a whole lot to work with.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really have much. I mean, I'm not invested like you guys are. I just liked seeing more of the backstory, you know.
Were you as interested in this like you are like you were with the Android Saga versus the other stuff? Like, did this one kind of pull you in a little bit more? Yeah.
I mean, I thought it was good, and it went by really fast.
Yeah. So, yeah. No, like I said, that's how I felt, too. It just pulled me in really hard.
So, we got a new thing on the show, Mike.
Okay, what we do? What's the new thing?
Because, you know, we used to score stuff.
Okay.
And then people don't like to score stuff for whatever reason. Okay. So, off the top of the dome, what would you score this movie? And would you, and this is a little bit different. Usually we say, would you recommend this to the average person on the street? This is a little bit different because it's anime.
Yeah, and it's old.
I see.
Right. So, well, we're gonna modify the question a little bit. So first off, what would you score it off the top of the dome?
9.
Okay. And would you recommend this to the average person on the street? And would you recommend this to your average anime fan?
Like anime fan? You know what? To your average person, no. I wouldn't do that. No.
Why not? Tell me.
It's because like the pool. Okay.
This is not entry level anime.
No, this is not entry level anime.
Okay.
No. They need something more, kind of more. I mean, kind of more grounded, I guess. Kind of like what they see on regular TV. Like I always say, I always go to Death Note for a lot of people because it's more kind of criminal looking criminalist type deal, something more grounded for them. Because like I said, when I try to start some people on JoJo's, they were like, this is weird.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to stay away from making them say, this is weird, I don't get it type deal.
Yeah. So just to respond to that, so my entry level anime back in the day used to be Voices of a Distant Star.
Okay.
Because it was short, and even though there was weird sci-fi kind of space battles, Gundams looking suits and all that going on, the basic story was about you had your, I think the dude was still on Earth, and then the girl was out fighting. I think that's what was happening, or it could have been vice versa. I don't remember, but basically he was waiting on her to come back, and then let's see, where is it at?
Spoiler alert.
She dies.
Oh, no.
But this is like this is a 30-minute thing.
Yeah.
So you can understand that regardless of what was happening in the beginning, you know, whether it been like some Lord of the Rings with swords and bow and arrows, or whether it been this with, you know, space battles. It didn't linger long enough on that for you to be like, this is weird, right? It was like, is she gonna get home to this dude because they supposed to be together?
Yeah, a real simple plotter,
right,
so that they can follow. Right,
and then she dies, and then like that's it. So something emotional to pull somebody in. What would you score this off the top of the dome?
Maybe like 8.8.
Damien's listening. 8.8. And would you recommend this to average anime person? Would you recommend this to an average person in the street?
No. I feel like, and I could be being biased right now, but
no, your name, it says unbiased.
I know, but I feel like this particular, whatever you call it, TV movie, whatever, is just very specific to, you know what I mean? Like this certain thing. It's like the movie you took me to, that first movie.
Fruitvale Station?
No. First Dragon Ball movie.
Is that not the first movie we went to see?
Dragon Ball movie.
Oh, first Dragon Ball movie.
That one, I liked it, and I had no history. Like I didn't even know.
You didn't have a history of Trunks?
No. I didn't have history of anything.
What was the first? I don't remember though. Oh, you talking about the Resurrection F?
Was that?
Or the battle of the gods.
Battle of the Gods, I think was the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I thought Dragon Ball Z was a person. I literally had no idea of what it was. I just knew my little brother liked it. That one I think was fine because you could watch it and not know, you know, who everybody was. But I just feel like this movie is so specific to something. It's about a very specific thing. I wouldn't just recommend somebody go see this unless they've watched Dragon Ball Z and they just somehow missed this movie.
Yeah.
Then I'd say, oh yeah, you got to go back and watch that for sure.
So I'll agree that I would not recommend this to your average Joe. Right. Definitely would recommend this to anybody who watches anime. But what I will say is I think this one is a little more complete A through Z, because it does have a more basic storyline. Like I think any random person watching this can understand what happened. Everybody got killed.
Yeah.
Everybody who was supposed to help got killed. The androids are here. They're blowing up everything, and there's only one person left fighting them. And there's a little kid here who could possibly help, and he's gonna try to help. And now his mentor is dead, and he's the only one left.
Yeah.
And Mom is going to build a time machine so you can go back and try to save somebody who can possibly help rewrite all this. It's a very basic plot, basic and simple. So I think I still wouldn't recommend it to the average Joe, but I do think if an average person watched it, they would be able to kind of follow it. Battle of the Gods, I'm not sure because you're introducing like Beerus, and he's a destroyer, and who is Whis, and
yeah, but I liked it. I didn't know who anybody was.
Right. I'm not saying that a person wouldn't enjoy it, but I just feel like it's harder to follow.
Yeah.
And I think at that point you had already watched some anime, so you had been kind of.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like you gotta like dang near bring in something real Miyazaki Disney-esque type deal to get like your average person.
Yeah, any of those movies would be more favorable to your average Joe because it's more like a Disney movie.
Exactly.
So, but I don't know why I don't really count that as anime. I don't know why.
What?
No, I understand, but like I said, that's why it resonates with like, I guess like your regular people. Like you'll see more people that will watch that, you know, before they would anything else.
Right. Yeah. Talking about those Disney anime.
Yeah.
The stuff Mike likes.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Anything Satoshi Kon, I would suggest too to people.
Mike likes all anime.
Maybe.
You know, Paranoia Agent and type stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
If I knew a person just really liked drama, then go watch Perfect Blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Mike.
Oh yeah, I'm with you. Man, Perfect Blue is good. It's so great. Like everybody I show it to is like they're fascinated by it. So I'm like, oh, that's the exact like response I'm looking for. You know, I feed off of it.
Who are you?
Yeah, man, right?
Excuse me. Who are you?
Man.
Anyway, so I need to score it. It was not as good as I remember it being.
Oh, I see.
But it was still good.
Yeah,
So I think that 9 is, back in the day, I probably would have said it was like a 9.5 or something, but probably a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think it's being hurt by the graphics, or if I really scored it, it would probably be lower than that because the graphics would be lower.
Yeah.
At the time when you first saw it, those movies or TV specials or whatever always had better graphics than the TV show.
Yep.
So it's like, oh, it was dope. Oh, you got to see Super Saiyan Gohan. Super Saiyan Trunks, right? But now it's like there's been other movies since then, and obviously Dragon Ball Super, even though Super doesn't have good graphics, but the Dragon Ball Super movies, definitely blow this out the water. So if I actually did a technical score on it, it'll probably be lower, but off the top of the head, I'll still say a 9. And the score is going down because of the graphics.
No, that's understandable. Yeah, I mean, it is old. It's still kind of dated. So
1993.
It's a little dated.
I mean, compared to the stuff we were watching. Yeah, in 93.
And we're not saying that it's bad. It's just, for anything, for a lot of reviews for stuff, when people go back and they look at it, after we've seen we actually had good restaurant food. I would go back, I'm just saying, to old food and say like,
what's for lunch?
I don't even know. One thing at a time.
Okay,
let's wrap this up.
I'm just saying, but you know what I mean though, right? Yeah. You could be eating something you think is really good until you have some like real food, and then you're like, oh, okay, I still like that, but compared to this,
you grew up on Wonder Bread, didn't you?
What man? Man,
and then you got that Mrs. Baird, and you was like, whoa,
there's some good stuff.
He was like, whoa.
What? I like that reference, bro. I like that.
Wonder Bread so nasty. Anyway, any last words before we wrap this up?
Nope.
Hope.
What?
Hope.
Nope and hope.
Yeah. Okay. Well, remember that. You always got to have hope. Trunks.
And maybe something will come out that's better than Super. Oh. You think they will come out with something else?
What you mean?
Like another series? Not series, but you know what I mean? Like, we got Dragon Ball Z, Super.
I doubt it.
This is it?
I doubt it. But you never know. You never say never. But I think Super is going to just keep going until, they're tired of doing Super. And then that'll probably be it.
Oh, there's more episodes out that we didn't see?
No, but I think there's more coming.
Oh, okay.
Hey, yeah. Real quick. So you see your so you have like this picture here of Bulma, which is an awesome picture that you have here. Mm-hmm. So remember I was like kind of doing like the whole thing of like hope on the side of it, right? Well, see, remember on the time capsule, his time machine, his mom wrote hope on the side of it. So that's always like a big thing. Yeah, that's a reference to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. So you forgot about the hope on the side of the machine, and you forgot about the let's talk.
More action.
More action.
Yeah, I did forget.
Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Let's go ahead and wrap.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. If you enjoyed the show, please make sure you like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when we release new episodes. See you next week.
Let's talk.
More action.